So BIM 360 Document Management, or otherwise known as Docs, is the entry point essentially to the rest of the BIM 360 applications. It's where your project data sits in the cloud. This allows external collaboration easily, and also enables access on mobile devices with unlimited storage. So we're inside of document management at the moment. It's a very simple and easy to use user interface. We have our folder structure on the left hand side and we can upload files to those folders. But the important thing to know here is that we can control access at the folder level here. So if we go into our permissions, we can add users by their email address, but we can also add companies or roles to a folder, and we can control what level of access they have to that folder. So this really is where all of your project information would sit, and we control access to who has access to that information rather than separating our data into sort of drop boxes, Google Drives, using WeTransfers and things like that. We can stick all of our data here and control who sees it. If we go back, we can see I've uploaded a couple of PDFs here, and because the file name has stayed the same, the system will manage the version for us, and this helps with a number of different functionalities that document management offers. So we don't want to download the file at the moment and view that. We want to actually view that inside of the web browser, and Autodesk provides something called the Forge Viewer, which is a very nice viewing technology. I'm using a PDF at the moment, but this works with DWGs, this works with models, so Navisworks, Revit, IFC, which we'll come on to in a moment. But this is a PDF, for example, and I can begin to use the markup capability on the right hand side. So I can just draw a cloud here, for example, hit save, and we can see that those markups are being saved in our markups tab on the left hand side, and I can just flick through that list to each of my markups and review them. This is adding additional information such as who added the markup, what version they added it on top of, and the time and the date as to when that markup was added. We have issue functionality on the left hand side. Now an issue can be absolutely anything, any kind of design problem. It can be a problem or issues out on site. We can use this to communicate between a number of organizations, but it really is just a way to manage issues better rather than using emails or trackers, Excel, Word, reports. We can do this all by hitting create an issue. I can drop a pin on a door here, for example. Let's just say I want to know the specification of that door. I'm going to just say please confirm spec. I can assign that to Spirit Flooring, and I can give that a due date. So if it goes past that date and I've had no response, the system will give them a reminder. I can hit create, and that will just send those guys an email notification. They can click on that link and it will take them straight into the system on top of the latest information and a location marker around the issue that I'm talking about. They can then drill into the issue. We can start to communicate around that particular issue in a kind of social media, instant messenger sort of environment. So the point of this is that we should just be working in one system, rather than sort of downloading files, marking them up, scanning them, emailing them, managing problems via Outlook and schedules. Let's just manage that in one place. Additional capabilities which are very useful because the system is managing the version for us. We can then use the system to show us the differences between two drawings, and this works with models as well, which I'll show you in a moment. But initially this will overlay the two drawings, but I like to use the slider view here. I can just slide that from left to right, and that will show us the differences between two drawings. If I come back into document management now, we can see that I've uploaded a Revit file here. So we can click on that Revit file. And again, just like the PDF, we can view that Revit file within the web browser and within the Forge Viewer. You can see that the user interface looks exactly the same as it did when we viewed the PDF. So we have our markup capabilities, our issues, etc. But we do have some additional capability to navigate a model, such as cutting a section through and the ability to walk, etc. So this just makes it very easy for external users to access the model. They don't need to install any viewing technologies such as Navisworks Freedom, Design Review, Solibri, all of those viewing tools. We can view that in the web browser, and then we can utilize the additional functionalities such as the markups and the comments in a 3D environment as well. So it just makes it very easy to move from 2D to 3D. We can also compare two 3D files as well, just in the same way that we did with 2D. Because the system is managing the version, the system will analyze the model for us and display this in a nice visual format. This will show any elements that have been added in green, any elements that have been removed in red, and any elements that have been modified in yellow. So it just enables you to analyze change very quickly on a project. The project home is a very useful dashboard that gives you insights as to how your project is performing and anything that you need to attend to, essentially. So any outstanding issues that you need attention, everything can be found from this dashboard here with a live up-to-date view.